How's it going, folks? Rob here. We're going to do a little bit of an update on the aquaponics system and also address the issue that I was having with the fish down in there. I posted a clip a couple of weeks ago just with a few concerns about some blemishes or lesions I saw in the fish. So yeah, we'll have a bit of a talk about that and then chat about what else has been going on with the system. So one of the things I do with my system is I drop down the little underwater cam there a bit, just so I can do a little bit of a health check on the fish underwater. And up until about 3 weeks ago, everything was hunky-dory, not a problem whatsoever. And then I noticed once the water temperature was heating up and the fish became more active and hitting their feed a lot harder than they were through winter, like they are right now, that we were starting to see a couple of blemishes on or lesions on some of the fish. Now a couple of weeks ago I took them out, had a bit of a look. Nothing like any of the fungal issues I've had previously. These guys are getting a little bit splashy here. Not only that, there was no issues with the actual water quality itself in the system. The pH had been on mark between 6.5 and 6.8. Also too, the water temperature, I'd had a heater in through most of winter and the temperature was staying between 16 degrees and had started to climb up into the mid-20s. So there was no issues there. The only thing I could think of was, after watching some of the vision, was we had one fish in particular that was bullying the other fish. And as far as I can tell, it's that fish and maybe one or two others that are getting a bit boisterous and nipping on the other fish, causing the lesions. So I actually reached out to a guy that breeds jade perch and many other Australian natives for a living. And he pretty much will confirmed, knowing, and I fully understand that he can't give me a definitive result. He's not here, he doesn't have his lab here and all the rest of it, but he suggested that it could be a understocking issue in our system. Not enough fish for the volume, which leads one or two fish to get a bit territorial. Now, in the recent days, since we've had some new fish go in from the quarantine system, thank you very much, Doug. He offered us 7 jade perch that were roughly the same size as the ones in our tank here. Just so we could bump the numbers up a bit. So thank you very much again, Doug. I really do appreciate it. And I noticed after they went in, the last couple of days, things settled down really, really well. But then, getting wet here, but then I did notice yesterday that our fish that we picked as being the bully is liking to hang around the camera itself when it's in the tank. And he's actually having a bit of a crack at the other fish as they come near it. So I'm not sure if whether that fish in particular thinks that this camera is his property. I'm not too sure. But on the upside, I have noticed that all the lesions from the other fish are decreasing in size. Not only that, I'm not seeing any new lesions occur on any of the other fish. So to make sure that these lesions are healing up nicely, I've been keeping the salt level, that's just normal sea salt, no other additives, buy it from the pool shop. I've been making sure it's been kept up between 5 and 6 parts per thousand. And from what I've seen on the clips that I've taken from the little waterproof cam, is that a lot of the lesions are decreasing dramatically. So I'm thinking we're pretty much all on the path to mending the damage that's done. And fingers across that, yeah, Mr. Bully's just going to settle down and take it a little bit easier on the other fish. I suppose it's one of those things, time will tell. So that's enough looking at the fish themselves. I will be doing a clip just to let you know on the little quarantine system for anyone who is interested in checking that out down the road. If you haven't subscribed already, all you need to do is hit that subscribe button down there and hit the bell icon once it appears. And then, yeah, YouTube will send you a notification when that clip comes up. Might be before this one or after this one. We'll just have to wait and see. Just a little bit of more fish news before we head over and look at the hydroponic side. The other day I was silly enough to accidentally flick these switches on a couple of times just before I hit the sack. I was just downstairs doing some tidying up and I think I've spooked one of the fish in there, or maybe all of the fish, but one decided to take a nosedive out of the tank and land down there under that bed. Now unfortunately I didn't find it until the next morning when I came down, so just a little bit of word of warning. It may depend on the species you run as well, but you definitely don't want to be flashing any lights over the top of your system. I had it happen once or twice in the very first system we had when I went down and used to check on it with a torch at night. But yeah, I was there and was able to pick the little fellas up and pop them back in. This guy here though, unfortunately I just missed him. Did give me a good chance to weigh him up though, and he came out at 230 grams, which I think is around about half a poundish. Yeah, so it has shown me they have put on a decent amount of size, and they're pretty much, well, what we would consider half grown at that stage. So as for the salt levels, the 5 to 6 parts per thousand when it comes to the plants, the only plants I've noticed any change in has been the Okinawa and spinach. I've noticed that the edges of the leaves are curling over a bit. The only other thing that I could attribute to the salt may be some cuttings I started off in this bed here. From memory, I had 4, may have only been 3, sunshine chili cuttings from a very healthy plant down the back, and I've only got one that looks like it's doing any good at the moment. This one down here is hanging on, so whether it's you know, the salt levels have knocked them on the head, or they just haven't done too well striking the system, I'm not too sure. But I did decide to start off some more cuttings, just got some thyme down in there. Thyme is really easy, by the way. Give you a quick little look to start off as a cutting. Just got the foam balancing in the bed, but what you do is you just strip all these bottom leaves off here, all the way down. If we can get back in focus, take all the leaves off, and that leaves you with a nice young stem. Then what you do is shake the camera around a lot and make people a bit seasick. Now I've got the phone sorted out. Then I just bring it over to the media, just push it down so the base of that little stalk there will be in the wet zone. Pull him up a little bit, and then just backfill with some clay, and that should be enough to get some roots forming on the base of that thyme. To be very punny, time will tell as to whether these guys root, and yeah, they'll go out in the soil patch. Actually, I might leave one in here, probably this one near the edge, but 2 will definitely be going out in different beds I have planned for out the back. Yeah, other plants, we have another batch of the Bok Choy just starting to germinate. I think got one little seed down in there, and I think there's a couple down around the edges that have started to pop through. I sowed a load of seeds out in this little tray a while back and actually posted a clip on how I propagate plants for and in the aquaponics, and I've actually moved them out over to this bed over here. Give you a bit of a closer look. These guys have been in here now for about a week or so, and I've started to notice that we are getting some more nutrient deficiencies in the system. I know it's pretty much all not iron. We've had iron between 1 and 2 parts per million, or milligrams per litre, for a while now. So I'm pretty happy that it's not iron. I'm thinking it could be magnesium. So I'll look at dosing the system up with magnesium again. Unfortunately, there's no real test for magnesium. Just quickly, I also need to give a little bit of a shout out to the good folks over at the aquaponics store. They watched a recent clip of mine where I was talking about the nutrient deficiencies we were having in the system, and they've sent over this bit of a care package. So thank you very much, folks. I really do appreciate it. There are specific ways that some of them need to be added to the system, so I'll work that out as the time comes when I need to use them in there. And I won't be using all of them either. There's some that I won't be using, but there's some, especially the seaweed extract, that I'm actually going through a fair bit of. So I will be adding some of that in very soon because I've just run out of my own. And there's some other things like the K-Mag, some iron, which always comes in handy because I'm almost out of what I've got, and this stuff isn't cheap either. So I really would like to thank the folks there for just sending this through. It did take a while to get here. Apparently Australian customs are a little bit suspicious when white powder comes into the country in bags. So it had a bit of a holiday at customs for a little while until they could work out what everything is. So yeah, anyway, a little bit of a thank you very much, and yeah, now back to the clip. And you can see we're also having visits from caterpillars again. In fact, I noticed a load of poop down in the base of this plant here. So I brought out the BT spray. Dipel is the brand here in Australia. It's safe for all the animals and birds and amphibians and fish. So you spray that on there. It's a bacteria, gets into the gut of the caterpillar and kills them pretty fast. So that should look after them hitting these guys. Also sprayed the beets as well, because we get different caterpillars on the beets. We get the Heliophis caterpillar on these guys here a fair bit. So yeah, that's one thing we've got to keep an eye on. Just make sure the caterpillars don't eat all our food. And just in this corner, I decided to pop in a tomato because they love sucking up the nitrate. We have fairly high nitrate levels. So it's a blueberries cherry tomato. Cherry tomatoes are best for us here because the fruit flies can't get their ovipositor through the skin. So we've got some flowers on there already, and as you can see, the elevated salt hasn't really damaged these guys much. Fingers crossed it won't affect the fruiting and flowering. The carrots are doing okay. We're starting to see some small tops on some of them, so they really do need to be thinned out. The kangkong's going gangbusters. We've been trimming that back a bit, and I've got a couple of small plants in here that I started off just as cuttings for a mate. So Mark will be getting these soon. I'll actually be popping them into some soil, and he'll just keep it in a nice boggy location and grow lots of fast growing greens. Over here we got some Chioggia beets that I sowed out a while back. They'll be filling up this little patch here, and I really do need to cut back this Okinawan spinach because I actually have a little oregano down in there. So we really should be adding a few more of these into the salad. I've only been pinching a few leaves here or there with these guys. And down under here is our Daikon Radish. I'll turn the light on. There we go, that's the Daikon Radish. I posted a picture to our social media walls the other day on. It's actually a slightly older picture, but as you can see, this radish is pretty much all right to come out. So it will be taken out in the next day or so. This faces the north side, so that's why I got this little 30% shade cloth here. These little carrots down in here are doing really well that I showed in the propagation clip in aquaponics. The beans unfortunately got crowded out by all these cos lettuce volunteers. So yeah, they didn't make it unfortunately, but yeah, we have been harvesting a lot of single cos leaves just to go in salads, and also taking a fair few leaves from the parsley. And as you can see, that deficiency is showing up here again as well. So I definitely do think I will be dosing with magnesium later today. And that brings us right around to this side of the aquaponics again. Oh, and yes, you folks who warn people about growing mint in aquaponics, don't do it. The roots go everywhere. This one I'm just propagating from a cutting to go into a pouch as a gift. So that's why that's in the system there. So there you go folks, a bit of an update on how the fish are going and also the aquaponics in general is going. And I do keep in mind I will be posting that other clip on the little quarantine system we had on the go, how I ran that, and also how the fish went into the system. So that clip may come before or after this one, we'll just wait and see yet. And there will be a bit of a channel announcement clip coming soon as well. Just as pertains to my health and a few other bits and pieces. So keep an eye out for that if you're a long-term viewer. Before I go, I would like to thank all our viewers who come along every week and check out the clips. Thank you very much, folks. Really do appreciate the interactions, the comments in the comment section, and also I don't mind you thumbing them up and sharing them around either. Can't complain about that. Special thanks also needs to go to those folks who are supporting us on the Farm Your Own Yard platform, and also the YouTube membership program. Thank you very much. I'm pretty much just going to leave it there, folks. I do hope you're all well and happy and your gardens are booming, and I'll catch you later. Cheers, folks.